Hey guys, before I start this Beyblade X video, I want to say, sorry about the lag towards the end of the video. You know, it does that when I jump cut a lot, so yeah. And plus, my phone was on low battery, so yeah. Sorry about that. Another thing, I know I'm 2 weeks late trying to get caught up now, because, Kimbo had the episode link ahead of me, so, getting use this time now to get caught up and stuff, because I'm like 2 weeks late and stuff, and, using this time, to get caught up before anything else, because I'm late. And another thing, you see your videos takes a lot of time, went into in-depth detail and trying to do my best with it. So, I really hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment. You see your videos takes time to gather all the thoughts and, it just takes time in general, but, just gathering all the thoughts and, going into detail with stuff because it's been a bit. But you'll see another clip like this towards the end of this, because I forgot some stuff. Yeah, you'll see. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get into it, man. Let's fucking go. Let's go into the X or something. I don't know. Going into the X, calling my shot with all this. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for an epic Beyblade X theory discussion video. So you don't want any spoilers on Beyblade X Season 3, you guys 5 seconds to click away. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you've been warned. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna call this. I guess the end of the True X Tower War. I think that's what I'm gonna call it, man. So yeah. So with this, you've probably seen all the theory videos such that I made at this point. Yeah, go and check them out. That's a bird right there. So yeah, basic synopsis: Kurosu Zero, coming in season 3, shows up with his 9 children, raises a tower, another tower, raising it, the freaking tower, raising it from the underground. Yeah, the underground. So now there's 2 X towers. So the other X tower that we know and love, from seasons 1 and 2. The Slash and Solace Towers, and then now the True X Tower that's shrouded in the darkness, and Zero completely going in and trying to destroy the Beyblade on every single level, doing so by using his 9 children, actually 10 children, which getting into this, there's 1 through 9, and then there's also Jackson Cross, or X Kurosu, which he was orphaned out of the 10 kids to Genro when he was a kid. But Genro knows a character named Bite, or Baito, who is a part of the underworld, and we met him during season 2 and learned a little bit about the underpros and the underworld, But throughout the events of the season, underpros evolve into future pros, which is under the control of Zero, pretty much. But Bite, or Vito, is overseeing them. But Gigatani was originally, after he deflected from the original X Tower to the True X Tower, Gigatani, of course, being the representative of Dota Industries, who sponsors Pendragon, the champions of the Solace Tower, champions of the Slash Tower, the X series, even tried them to go over the True X Tower, and then Secret Shigeru called out her shit when she exposed him with a phone message, a recording of what he said. Oh, I'll just disband Pendragon, and don't you try to interfere or try to lose this battle, or I'll still disband Pendragon, like being a really gross, scummy, shitty sponsor for them. And then Shigeru called him out. Gigatani deflects and leaves the X Tower and goes to the True X Tower with Zero, which he planned for, and he used Gigatani. Yeah, so basically using Gigatani as a punching bag for the siblings, mainly 5, because it sucks because 3, 4, 5, and 8, they all went through it, doing good against X Tower originally, but then starting to lose to the Pro Bladers, and then they used the Orochi Cluster, and then managed to use the Orochi Cluster after abandoning their base. which Mummy Curse, Solar Eclipse, Clock Mirage, which were all cool bays, but all trying to get the love and attention from Zero. Zero used the Orochi Cluster. I mean, not Zero, you know. Well, they used the Orochi Cluster and faced them against a Orochi Cluster. Almost lost, but then ended up beating Persona. And then after Persona lost, Zodiac shows up. So the champions of the Solace Tower, the team at the top of the Solace Tower, the Slash Tower, the top of the Pendragon Solace Tower having Zodiac. Zodiac shows up, whoops 3, 4, 5, and 8, and basically their roles are all done by Zero. Like, he literally knew that their spirits were broken because they lost that, and they were getting abandoned, you know. And then they're sitting in their rooms now and literally just, not doing anything, and Zero sucks. But their roles are all done. But after that, Persona left X City, right? They left X City and went to train with Team Zodiac, who just beat 3, 4, 5, and 8. Got stronger, made their new bays, Ragnarage, Night Fortress, Bird getting training himself, and then they ended up returning back to X City. But by this point, all the pros were fighting the future pros, managed to get by like the future pros by beating a lot of the pros. So, oh man, you know. But so you know, the future pros from the original X Tower fighting the pros from the original X Tower, a bunch of the pros, and a few select ones were like King, Bird, Yoko, Karua getting by. The Kurosu, Kurosu clan, one showed up and, absolutely bodies every single one of them that managed to get by the future. They get by the future pros, all of them. And then Persona turns after all of this happened, and Zero Kurosu has turned the entire city into darkness with his 4X system. He made it shadowy, gloomy, dark. Future pros are running around everywhere. Like they run the joint. Like they're fucking police on the street or some shit. And then Zero telling them, we taking out 99% out of the bladers. And now, deflecting all those remaining the 1% of bladers who are going to the True X Tower War. And having the True X Tower War. So they have to go. So Persona and anybody that hasn't lost to the Kurosu clan kids, they can show up at the True X Tower and they can go and try to win their way up the battle, like up the tower. So there's each floor. So you got to go up each floors to do so. So you got like the 20th, 40th, 60, 80. And then the 100th floor, which is basically like the rooftop of the hard tire True X Tower to get to the True X Tower battle. So this far with it. So we had it. So we had Kurosu 1 showed up, on the first floor. Bodies Quinn Maju. Quinn tried to go and challenge, but Quinn, Quinn went up for the challenge. Quinn got whooped. She was one of the ones that were left that didn't get a chance to face against the Kurosu clan. She didn't get a chance to fight. Besides Persona. Whooped Quinn. And he had a battle between X and 1, which it was a draw. But that was by design. Zero wanted 1 to drag it out to a draw. And then because of that draw, that made it past the 20th floor. But this is where the point that X also starts to get kind of mad, because he's like, that guy wasn't trying, and he's mad because 1 wasn't giving his all in that battle, and he could tell he's like, like, this is some bullshit. Like, I want to face him at full strength. But then the 40th floor challenge happened, and a blader named Kawami, who was an amateur blader, got recruited by Pakken, Baycrafter, who took the data from Unicorn Sting, and also the CX custom line expansion system of Zero and the Kurosu Clam. And he made Unicorn Delta. So Kiwami battled with Unicorn Delta, and then Kurosu 2, she shows up. Seeing the debut of Kurosu 2 with Bullet Griffin or Rocket Griffin, which splits into two, which shocked everybody. He's like, oh my god, a Bay can do that. So even Zero turned Pokken, who tried to go and deflect from the original X Tower to the true X Tower, freaking Pokken to go and get data, but then go and then use the data to try to be a hero with Unicorn Delta with Kiwami and win against the Kurosu Clam, and you know, well, that backfired because Zero is expecting the whole entire thing because he can predict, yeah, he can predict everything, you know, with 100% accuracy, right? So even he knew that Pokken was gonna pull some crap with this and try to use the system, and then Bullet Griffin was just like, hey, like, you know, like can't keep this from us. Yeah, or you can't keep all this. And it was like, wow. So Kiwami ends up losing the 2. You know, don't get it twisted. You know, Kiwami's an awesome waiter. You know, like I would probably say like a level of a pro now. You know, but Zero waited for the debut for 2, and you know, naturally, yeah, 2 whooped Kiwami, and then Persona stepped up. And yeah, once again stepped up. Moji shows up with Night Fortress and faces Kurosu 2. And with Night Fortress, she was able to take out the double gimmick of Bullet Griffin. Like even with the Infinity Stadium. Defending against all the attacks, you know, shutting down the attacks, you know, and shutting it down, sending its own power back at it, and winning it. Basically, 2's role's done. But yeah, but 1's role is not done. You know, because that was just like a warning shot, you know. And he was like, the next time, I won't be playing around. And he even said that after the battle with X, after floor 20. But then floor 40, Multi won against 2. And then they get past that and go to floor 60, which was the most recent episode I've seen is 129. If you've seen 130 or further, don't let me know. I watched them. As I do in speculation before watching that and everything, because it's fucking fun, dude. I've been doing so with the whole entire series and season. And a lot of this stuff's been aging like wine, but like a straight alcohol or a straight liquor, like some stuff spotted, you know, stuff being spot on that I predicted even like the beginning of like the season and stuff. But yeah, but now we're at the point where we're at floor 60 with things, which most recently happened was Bird facing against 6 or Kurosu 6. And, you know, Zero decided to pull some shit like, hey, like we're going to cut the dead weight of this. It's going to be a 3-on-3 battle at the top, and you 4 members, so you're going to have to cut 1. And then they trapped, he trapped 9, Multi, X, all behind bars. And then this, and with this, it also make it to where X is the power key, I guess, a power keg. Because he's still pissed about the battle. He's pissed with the battle with 1. We see how X gets when he's mad. First example was against Mizu Million when they tried to make him couldn't battle, and this man went full demon mode and just whooped Mizu Million. That even inspired me to even make the Shadow Dran sword. You already know that shit was fucking awesome. Love that bay. Yeah, Mizu was like the top of the Solace Tower and a part of the top team, so X didn't play. They even said like his power is not human. And this is building around with his story even and everything, you know. But yeah, but X, of course, the last battle he fully had before when winning against Chrome, and then they faced off at the top of the tower, and X's power started to go rogue after that, and Chrome knows that like he's not the same X. It's starting to go rogue, but not fully rogue, because all these battles and stuff, and this rage building up, and Zero even said like rage is the best motivator, and all like, yeah. All right, so this is another battle where X couldn't battle. X wanted to battle in this one, but he literally stopped X from battling again. And it was Bird against Six, and Six has been training his whole life for this, literally, this battle. Getting his strength up and such to being one of the strongest Kurosu kids. And Bird managed to copy his style and drew it with Brachio Whip. The same bay that he was using, his original own bay. You know, Six's bay, and managed to tie it with him. And leading into Six having a meltdown and forfeiting and running away, which makes me sad as hell, man. Yeah, I made a video talking about the Kurosu clan reunion. Yeah, you know, I made a part 2, so go and check it out. Because that story alone, there's so much to build with like everything with this season for sure. But yeah, but now getting into things with the end. We're in the end game. Going on to the 80th floor. The 80th floor is definitely going to have the last remaining of the Kurosu clan kid that has not showed up yet, which is 7 Kurosu 7, which I'm assuming is going to be like Ryu. Like Ryu being a gamer who hardly goes out except when she has to. Like when she has to. When doing stuff with Team Goldius. Except 7 being on the extreme room. Because 7's probably doesn't go out ever. So he just doesn't go out. Like 7 just sits and chills on the laptop or such. You know, being that gamer that never goes out, you know, pretty much. Even so than Ryu. Like, it would be fucking dope to see an interaction with like Ryu and 7. Like even if they just communicated or even have a cool, awesome battle, it would be fucking sick. Talk about a dream battle, that would be awesome. Big time introverts like that, you know, having an interaction, that would be kind of cool, you know. But yeah. But 7's gonna have Heaven's Ring. So my guess is Zero's gonna pull some bullshit or something. So he's probably gonna make him cheat or some shit. I don't fucking know. You know. It's honestly just cause like 7 is behind a computer, so I can see some shit happening. You know, 7 never goes out, so maybe you'll have him hack the stadium or do some shit. You know, to give an edge of a kind of like, you know, like, so even doing like Beyblade Metal Masters reference with this, Lavushka, you know, the team Lavushka from Beyblade Metal Masters, you know, they cheated and did stuff to sabotage the stadium in the favor that was in there. So like Gang Galaxy disadvantage, Gang Galaxy still won. But maybe it's gonna be that type of vibe, or that kind of vibe, or something with it. Like 7's like a master hacker or something like that, you know. But they're gonna get by it some type of way. Maybe they figure it out. Nah, we're Persona. We can win and we can go to the top of the tower. You're not gonna underestimate us, and somebody wins. Which is gonna be 9, multi, or maybe X, and what the hell is this flying? I don't know if X's gonna battle with this, man. I don't know. He's gonna battle. I feel like they're probably gonna go until they can probably take down 7. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna battle with this. I have no idea. But yeah, but then they get by the 80th floor. 7 roll is done. So literally he used up all the Kurosu clan pigs, except for at this stage, except for 9 and Colossus X. You know, which they're both on Persona. So maybe he does some brainwash, which I don't want to see it. But usually for the end, the end theme of a season is homage based, you know. But the first season, we saw Black Shell, Vice Tiger, Cobalt, Dragoon, all homage based to Drasil, Drigger, Dragoon, right? Plastic Gen homage based. In the final, or the first season, when it was Pendragon against Persona, and then the second season, Persona against Zoniac. Perseus Dark, Gravity Perseus, Servius Flame, Hell's Curvex, Pegasus Blast, Big Bang Pegasus. Yeah. Paying homage to Metal Fight Beyblade. Bays with that. With that, how it always ends. With the end of a season. Like, we're going on an end game with this. And this time is definitely Burst. Because Glory Valkyrie's out now. Definitely Glory Valkyrie's going to be a part of this. Probably Zero having it. I won't be too surprised. Maybe one uses it. Because one's like the strongest out of all the kids. So maybe Zero entrusts one with Glory Valkyrie. But then Zero uses it on a better skill. Like, you know what I mean? On a whole different level. But, yeah. But, you know, but that's Valkyrie. I don't know if we're going to see Suppressed Superion. Because, like, it's an homage bay to Spriggan. You know, that, you know, got leaked by Hasbro. But, yeah, but that thing pays homage to Spriggan. For sure. From Burst. So, I don't know, man. But my guess, if anyone would have it, it would probably be Zero. I don't know if it's gonna be owned by Zero. I don't really know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But Ragnar Rage, dude. And this Ragnarok's an homage to Burst, so 9 has it. But I'm really scared, you know, if Zero's gonna do some shit, probably brainwash 9. And they end up bringing her back. Because one hinted at that shit, man. He hinted at it at the beginning of the arc. In the True X Tower when he beat 9. Because he did beat 9. And he said, come back to us, 9. And he trying to get into her head and stuff. But yeah, but I hope not, man. It just makes me freaking nervous, dude. I hope not. But I'm kind of nervous about it. But if it does happen, either 9 or 2, which odds are, it makes sense if it's 9, man. No, not 9. No. Like, I don't want to be 9, man. Like, probably multi. Like, if we're going off perspective, like, who's going to battle and stuff. Like a 3-on-3 battle, right? So, if 9 did go and deflect over, like, some huge shit, and took her back to the Kurosu clan, and have her fight in this, which would suck. I mean, her being the true number 2, which it would make sense, you know, but 2 would be number 3. But with 9 in her power and everything, maybe her spark, and how much she's been growing with Persona, like now she's the number 2 behind 1. And they brainwashes her, uses that full potential, you know, but it'll make sense if it's multi versus 9, you know, it makes sense. Because you got the whole story with them being Bay crafters and stuff. Like multi would feel betrayed. And then ended up winning against 9 and maybe saves her after that. But then at that point, 9's role is done. Because the whole build up with 9, because Zero wanted her to go back over and deflect over to come back to the True X Tower. And then after that, 9's role is freaking done. And there's technically 2 siblings, but 1. And the one that's left is 1, dude. So with that, like, that'll put Persona like at like 1-0 and stuff. So with that battle, it'll be like 1-0. So that puts up Persona like 1-0. So it's like whoever side gets 3 points wins. So that'll put up Persona with 1. And then you got the second round with this, and oh my god, dude. And then it's the fucking 1. And then you have X. then they gotta face off. Like I still stand by this. Like, this battle has to happen. Like, if they want to establish of who is the strongest sibling, they gotta have this battle, man. And I feel like it's gonna happen with this. Like, oh my god, man. I feel like some shit's gonna fucking happen, man. So X is 1, number 2. So this is their second battle. So they face off again. They said this time he doesn't use Bahamut Blitz. He doesn't use Bahamut Blitz and literally just bodies X, man. Because, like, oh man. Because X is, like, he's not even gonna know. Like, X is probably gonna expect him to use Bahamut Blitz, dude. He's probably gonna expect him to use Bahamut Blitz. And then, oh man. No, bro. He's gonna probably expect from Bahamut Blitz, and then, yeah, and then one pulls out Glory Valkyrie, and just completely destroys X, man. That got me nervous, bro. He just freaking destroys this man. Like, that'll be insane. Imagine if he destroys it. And he destroys freaking X or something. I don't fucking know. But it'll be wild. Maybe he uses Bahamut Blitz. Or maybe it's gonna be crazy, dude. Like, just how this is just gonna end. Like, he's gonna be using Glory Valkyrie or some shit. And what if we see X lose? Like, that'll be insane if he actually lose, bro. Because Glory Valkyrie with the Battling gimmick, bro. Like, you got Dren Strike. Oh my god, dude. Like, imagine if X just lose. Damn. Now, if we're talking about the version, let's say, what if one uses Bahamut Blitz? X would probably body Bahamut Blitz. But imagine if they pull a Kira with this shit. Alright, Kira Hayama. Like, dude, this is an homage from season 4 from Metal Fight Beyblade. 0G, when Kira had Berserker Gyarados, but then he saw how strong Zero, Sakio were, you know, and also Shinobu. And then he put out Gladiator Bahamdia. It could be that, man. Like, he goes from using Bahamut Blitz, and oh my god, he used Glory Valkyrie. Like, even if Zero entrusted one to use Glory Valkyrie or something like that. And then Zero faces X himself. And X's power goes rogue. Goes rogue with this battle because X has been pissed because he hasn't been able to battle the whole time. And then this battle forces the true power of him that Zero made happen. But what if X loses, dude? What if X loses, man? Now, I'm not saying like a full-fledged loss. I'm talking about like a round loss. So you know how Bird's been like getting the draws and stuff. But what if he loses a round? What if he loses a round with this, dude? Oh my god, no. What if he loses a round? Oh my god, dude. He loses a round with this. Because this man's basically been undefeated, alright? He's been undefeated for the whole entire X, alright? He's been undefeated for the whole entire series. What if this man lose a round? I'm not even saying like a full-fledged win, like a full-fledged loss. I'm just like a round, dude. You know what I mean? You know, maybe he loses a round or something, and one just completely just bodies X, and X loses with this. Like, this would be like his first official loss, bro. Like, you talk about, oh my god, dude. Talk about one's power and X's power. Oh my god, dude. You talk about him losing around, bro. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. And yeah, man. So you talk about X losing around to where the point his power is going rogue, one's power is going rogue, to where the point that he loses with this. And he loses so bad that his mask breaks, you guys, like some red-eye shit. Alright, you know, where his mask just breaks. You know, this is going back to how it was for Beyblade God, you know. You know, where his mask, you know how Louie and Shu, when they battled and stuff, and you know, like Louie beat him so bad that his mask broke, like it cracked with that. So we're the point that it revealed it had been Shu, you know, like he was Shu behind the mask, you know. So what if this thing's broadcast to the whole world? X loses a round. He got bodied so bad that he loses a round and his mask cracks with that. And the whole world knows who X is, man. And this is the whole plan that Zero's been after the whole fucking time. Oh, man. It got me fucking nervous. Dude. And damn. So, you know, like, if X wins the round, you know, this is like a callback to, like, season 1 from X. You remember at the end of the battle with Pendragon, Bird, and Zeal, they faced off, and Bird won his first round. Well, yeah, he won his first round, but it's like the complete opposite. X loses his first round. Like, oh man, even just looking at it, man, like just looking back at season 1. When Chrome broke X's base, dude, oh god, no. So, like Chrome was trying to shatter all of them, right? That was a wild moment. And then season 2 was X and Omega. Like even how strong Omega was, taking out Tanka, you know. But it shows like how X is, you know. X bodied Omega in the final battle, and Bird got a draw against Lance, and that was a huge moment. With this one, like it's right there. If 9 turns and Multi and 9 faces off, that'll be a huge moment. But then X and 1 faces off. But with this man 1 with Glory Valkyrie, the gimmick, man, dude, like X would expect Bahamut Blitz, he wouldn't expect Glory Valkyrie, especially like the gimmick. And with that, he actually loses a round. But there's 1 battle, so X loses with that round. And he get pissed off. Like, pissed off. Oh, and he gets freaking pissed, dude. You know, bro, X will lose his freaking mind and just claiming for a rematch. Even Chrome said, like, I don't want you to lose, and then X loses. And then he loses a round, dude. Oh, nah, man. And then he loses a round. And, yeah, he loses a round. And yeah, he loses a round and his base gets freaking shattered, bro. Like even his bay, and just by how hard Glory Valkyrie's rebound gimmick is, it might just break X. To where the point he loses a round. Not only he loses a round, but his base gets shattered, not shattered, but cracked. And his mask cracks too. Oh man. And that's how X goes out with this, so damn, dude. It's just got me nervous, bro. Like, damn. Even like his mask breaking, like that's a callback from Beyblade God, you know, like I said, with like Shu and Louie when they faced off. Like Louie beat Shu so bad his mask broke and revealed that he was Shu. You know, imagine like a similar scene to where the point he gets his the mask, the common X mask, it cracks with this, and to revealing that it's Kurosu X, and that's Zero's big build-up. Man, being that that's his big build-up, because like X, if X loses, is gonna make him pissed. It's gonna make him even more mad. He's gonna even be more mad than he's already is. But yeah, like X is probably gonna go down with this. Just make long story short, man. And it's wild too, cause like, you know, like a lot of people don't know who he is behind the mask, but yeah. But X is gonna go down with this. He's gonna make it 1-1 on the board. And then it's down to Bird and Zero. It's down to Bird and Zero left. Bird using his new Bay Hell's Nether and taking and defeating and getting the win over Zero, corrosive with things, man. So that's probably how I can see it end. You know, Bird getting the win over Zero, and yeah, Bird getting the win over Zero, and that's just how I see it ending. With Hell's Nether, man. Like, it'll be wild if this man actually gets a fucking win over Zero, bro. Like, imagine that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he'll do it, man. Like, if we're talking about like a full-fledged win, or it could be a draw. Honestly, just looking at the status, man. Just looking at Bird's status. You know, like, he's been drawing every battle in the season. He's been drawing with it. You know, he draw it with battle with Bird, draw the battle against Tenga, draw the battle with 6. Won't be too surprised if he does it again and draws with 0. And then that managed to make it where 0, like, it's not even done. It makes it where it's like 1-1, so it's like 1-1 on the board, but it's like technically like Persona still wins with this or some shit. You know, but either on the other way. If it ends up a draw, I don't know. Like, if it ends up a draw, maybe it makes it where it's like the story's not done. Because it's not done anyway. Because if they do, like, because we don't have a lot of episodes left. Like, we're being honest. Like, we got like 5 or 4 more episodes left of the season. So, you know, they're probably going to leave us on some cliffhanger or something. Or I don't know, like this can easily continue for season 4. You know, either if Zero goes away or something, he's like, I'm gonna be back or some shit. This is not the end. This is not the last time you see of me or some shit. I don't know, but they can easily continue this to season 4. You know what I mean? You know, because there's so many loose ends with this. You know, maybe Bird beats Zero so bad. Maybe extremes him. I don't know if Bird will get an extreme finish over Zero. That'll be wild, man. You know, because they've been hyping up Bird ever since the start of the season. You know, he's been drawing. He's been tying with every battle that he's been in the season. So I won't be too surprised if it either be a draw or it'll be wild if it be a burst. That'll be insane. And then that makes it where Zero's story is done for now. It's basically Persona. Either way, Persona won. Like, I mean, yeah, Persona won. But it's still like Zero, like the story with Zero's not done. It's still not done. Because, like, now he got his hands what he wanted it. Because him going after X, his plan was success. Like I said before, he could predict 100 accuracy. You know, I said that before. But yeah, it just, like, this whole story is gonna end. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. And like I said, you know, they can easily continue this with season 4. Either have some world championships or something. I don't know. You know, but this story can definitely continue with season 4. You know, and maybe Zero goes out to a different country or something, or maybe they have to find and work their way to find Zero. But yeah, man, but that's just how I see it ending. You know, maybe season 4, maybe world championships. I can highly doubt it. You know, we've gotten that for every single Beyblade season. You know, I don't know if we had it during Plastic Gen. Definitely Metal Fight, definitely with Burst. You know, like with Spain, Japan, Spain. You know, like countries, battles. You know, won't be surprised if like there'll be X cities all across the country and stuff with it, you know, all across the world, you know, gearing up for Ultimate World Champs. I highly doubt it'll probably happen. Maybe season 4 or season 5, who knows, but this story with Zero is not going to be done. Alright, that's all I'm going to tell you. The story's not going to be done with Zero, and I feel like the story can definitely continue with season 4, you know. But I won't be too surprised, like, before Zero leaves, maybe he takes off the mask and maybe reveals, like, why he orphaned X. And, yeah, that'll be the biggest moment, because we still haven't seen Zero behind the mask, you know. But yeah, man. Trying to talk a little fast, phone story so long. But, yeah. But that's just how I can see it. And Birds saving X City at the end of this, man. That a boy, man. Come on, man. Hyping up his new bay Hell's Nether for this. This is why I've been saving Hell's Nether, man. Maybe this is where the point he does it, man. Hell's Nether, man. Beating Zero and saving X City, man. Hell, let's fucking go. But still, the stuff with X is still not resolved yet, because he's going crazy. He's going Super Saiyan mode, because one literally destroyed this man X. He lost a round. He going crazy. And he's begging for a rematch. And like, oh my god, dude. It's got me nervous, dude. Oh man, got me nervous, man. But yeah, got me nervous. But yeah. And then Bird steps up with Hell's Nether, challenge Zero, maybe getting through Zero. Or like I said, it can either end up being a draw or Zero gets some type of crazy win. You know, but even that, like the story of Zero, I still don't think it's done. There's so much story that they can still continue with season 4. You know, even like the Kuroshi clan kids, man. Even 9 deflecting over. Even 9 story being done after that. Like, I'm just nervous, bro. I'm nervous, you guys. But yeah, but I'm gonna wrap this up. I think this is gonna do it. Phone's getting low on storage. My phone's getting low on battery. So yeah, man. I hope you enjoy it. This took like a long time to do. Even with these theory videos, it takes so much time to just sit down and process thoughts and stuff. I really hope you enjoyed this. Definitely leave a like, man. Almost like 45 minutes with this. But yeah, but the story, I think, is not done. Zero's story is not done. It may be done for now, but I see Zero coming back or some shit, man. That's I'm scared, man. And maybe during this, maybe the kids start realizing what Zero is doing. You know, I can see maybe 3, 4, 5, and 8 start deflecting over and stuff. Or I don't know, maybe they join this tournament or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see, man. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But how it's gonna end, it's gonna be a wild turn in events. And yeah, he freaking flies. But yeah, but I'm out of stuff to say. I try not to go and try to, you know, do my opinion, and also look at Kembo's video, and also get the dialogue and stuff, and you know, an in-depth theory video, but you know, but yeah, but that's just how I see it go. Maybe after that, maybe X goes deflects over to the True X Tower. Maybe Zero does some shit, put him through some arrangements, even more arrangements. It's not even X's fault. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not even X's fault. It's just what Zero done when they were all kids, threw some injections, some shit, and that's just how the kids work. It's not even his fault. It's not even his fault, man. But yeah, maybe put him through some arrangements. Maybe some Dr. Ziggurat shit brainwashes him. And holy shit, like some fucking Ashton Theodore shit arrangements or some Requiem project or some shit. I don't fucking know. But this story can easily continue with season 4. It can really continue. Like, I feel like this man Zero ain't done yet. It might be done for now, but he ain't done. Alright? I mean, we got like 4 to 5, 6 more episodes left. Yeah. Like, yeah. That's it. I tell y'all, man. He's can easily go in season 4. Yeah. And maybe we have to wait until World Championship for season 5. But I think that was gonna happen because, you know, just looking at it, we're definitely gonna have to get a World Championship for X. But yeah, I guess. But anyways, guys, man, y'all let me know in the comments, man, what y'all thought about this, man. But yeah, but this build up, man, is gonna be crazy, man. I feel like 9's gonna deflect over. How bad I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that happen. You know, 9 portraying Persona. Yeah. battle with 1 and X. Like I said, it's gonna be crazy. Their power going rogue. You know, 1's probably just gonna break X's rogue and stuff. Not rogue, it's just gonna just break his you know, his hype or, you know. But yeah, but just breaking, you know, just breaking X's base, you know. But just going back, like I said, like Valkyrie, you know, like Glory Valkyrie, like we still, but yeah. But there's another thing. So that's honestly the one. If 1 breaks his X base, but there's another twist with this. I'll make another twist. So this is twist 2. So the season, it ends with X, right, going rogue, and maybe he breaks Valkyrie Volt, and his true power gets unleashed. He goes rogue, but maybe in that battle, the mask cracks, like how Louis faced Red Eye in Burst Season 2, when Red Eye's mask cracked and revealed that it was Shu. But then he went through the Requiem project. It's kind of being that. The battle happens, it's so intense. Valkyrie Volt does lose. Not Valkyrie Volt. Glory Valkyrie. Glory Valkyrie lose and it cracks. And once in they're devastated. That happened. Because 1 now, he can't predict his own future. Because he's been Zero's right-hand man. But even Zero's been using him. Glory Valkyrie breaks. 1's pretty crushed by that loss. But then also, the battle is so intense that X mask cracks. Falls to the ground. Like some shit, you know, you remember when Doji faced the Phoenix dude, you know, Burning Fire Strike! You know, and he broke his mask and it revealed that it was Jenga's dad and Metal Fusion, Beyblade Metal Fusion, kind of like that. Or the Red Eye, losing his mask and it broke, fall to the ground. Like same reveal type shit. Like they do this shit once again for the 3rd time. The X mask breaks and it reveals that X Kurosu, or Kurosu X, and it reveals that it's Blader X. At this time, it's live for everybody to see. Everybody sees it. X goes rogue, maybe he goes off with Zero because he's not in his control of power anymore. And technically Persona wins after that. But still, the destruction of X City, because the biggest symbol now being the antagonist Zero, these stupid bugs, but the biggest symbol now alongside Zero. And imagine if Bites shows up and he has an evil laugh. I can't even do it. Like that shit. And whether Zero decides to go into Aether after that, or Zero himself unmask after that. Because like my plan come to fruition, you know. And Zero's like, I don't need the mask anymore. And then he goes to send to a world scale and maybe vanishes into the Aether. But technically loses, but he technically wins. Then he leaves the city, goes out to the world, and now in season 4, they have to play a game of cat and mouse to find Zero. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's through the world championships. He uses a big scheme with everything. A world championship happens. He plans for that, using that scheme and stuff, like some Dr. Cigarette type shit, and getting even wilder than that. But yeah, but that's how my prediction how this is going to end. Or if I booked it, that's probably how I personally think how this season's gonna end. It can age like milk. It can age like wine. This far, a lot of it's been aging like wine. But yeah, but in the return, he would leave all the other kids behind. And that will cause like a Kurosu clan civil war or such. Or, you know, and some of them maybe go with Zero, and some of them don't. So it can be the Kurosu clan civil war, focusing on the underworld. Also the world championships. All those being the themes of season 4. And how things could end with this and go into the next season. those are my predictions. But yeah, but definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. I don't know if it'll turn out this way. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But regardless, it's going to be crazy how this ends. And a lot of this is aged like wine. And I'm calling my shot how this ends at the end. Or how I'll at least do it. Maybe it won't be this crazy, or maybe none of this shit happens. I don't fucking know. It's just all about predicting, and I love this fucking shit, alright? It might just take me a little bit to gather the process, but you know, just having fun doing it. You know, love making theories. But yeah, guys, but that's gonna do it for this. My phone's already getting low on battery. Yeah, my phone's getting low on battery. My storage is getting low on battery. But yeah, but I hope you guys enjoy this one. I know this was kind of long and stuff, just gathering thoughts and all that bunch of good stuff. But yeah, a 15-minute theory video. Yeah, definitely drop a like down below. Yeah, much appreciated. a lot of stuff went into this, so definitely appreciate you guys. But yeah, but anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash cap down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I will damn sure ring that bell and crap change notify whenever I upload a video, you guys. But anyways, guys, till next time, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. So I thank so much for watching. When episode 130 gets subbed, I'll look for it, I'll take a look at it, and you already fucking know, man. But yeah, but until next time, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. I thank so much for watching, and until next time, stay awesome and cool shit. Oh, let it rip. I'm up, out of here. Alright, so there was one thing that I kind of forgot. Well, I kind of forgot it, but I didn't. It's weird, but forgot to say, with the second phrase that I did, is like, and this is kind of coming back, it's like going around, you know, it's coming back like a circle, you know. But I said in the video about Bird, about getting the draw and stuff, maybe if it happens to be a draw, that it makes it where Persona and the Kurosu clan is on 1-1. So they're 1-1 tied. Now, this is the thing where I said about X. Now, it can be a draw to where the point where, like, it's a draw. So, like, we're going to have to settle this with, like, the final round, you know? So what if X, because X is desperate, because I thought about this. Well, you know, because the first battle, right? You know, you know, one cracks Dran Strike. What if he cracks Dran Strike? All right, he cracks Dran Strike, and then X is like pissed, like he's pissed, and he's even more pissed because of that. You know, because that's gonna make him think about the thing with X and Chrome when that happened. But when that happens, you know, when he cracks his bay, like X is gonna be there, and then X is gonna be, then he wants another round, you know, he wants another battle, you know, because he's sitting there like shook, and his, you know, rage is gonna come out even more when one cracks his Dran Strike. Could be any Dran Bay, to be honest with you, but Dran Strike might get cracked during this battle. And then X's rage starts to come out even more, to where the point, like, he's like, I want a rematch, like I want another shot, like I want to win type shit, like that rage, that aura, just rogue aura of like, I want to win. Like, that's like a callback to Beyblade vs. Turbo. You know how Iga, you know, had the dark resonance when he faced against Vault. He's like, I want to win, you know, having that dark aura around him. So maybe that's where the point where X just starts going fucking crazy. And this is probably the point where it's like, maybe it could happen either after the battle with Bird or even before it. Yeah, but when that happens, this is the second battle, but it's the third battle when X goes and maybe use Dran's sword. He uses Dran's sword, because like Dran's sword, bro, it's like Dran's sword and Dran Strike. in my opinion, kind of brings out the rogue rage power more than his other bays. So maybe he uses Dran's sword. Where we saw him go rogue the first time, he uses Dran's sword and breaks Glory Valkyrie. That's where the point that I mentioned about X and all that, like, you know, and then one looking down, being sad and stuff, because it's gonna break one. You know, when that happens, it's gonna break one in a major way. So, you know, but I just wanted to clarify that because I kind of forgot about it, you know, and stuff. Kind of forgot. I usually forget because I just talk so much. You know, it's a long video anyway, so hopefully that kind of clarifies what I mean about like the whole two-phase and stuff, because like I said, I can see 9 deflecting over, you know, I can see 9 multi-facing off, like I said before, and then having the battle between 1 and X the second time. But maybe he used Bahamut, but it's gonna be like a back and forth type shit, because one, like, X is not gonna expect him to use, like, he's not expecting Glory Valkyrie, right, like I said before. But, you know, maybe X breaks Bahamut Blitz or something, maybe get past Bahamut Blitz, but he ain't getting past Glory Valkyrie, all right? Maybe, but chances are it's gonna be like low. You know, he ain't getting past Glory Valkyrie, especially with the battle getting. But yeah, that's just how I see it ending. Yeah, you know, that's their second battle. The third battle is gonna be crazy, y'all. It's gonna be crazy. That's where the point that X is gonna truly snap. And that's where the point, because after Bird, when Bird ties it up with 0, because maybe he does get a draw, you know, because I'm thinking it's going to be a draw. So where the point, because if you look through his stats of the season, he's been drawing every battle. So I won't be too surprised, like I said. If he draws the battle, that makes it where it's tied. It's 1-1 tied. And then that's where X is itching to get a rematch. Like, I want to go again. And maybe that's where it's like, I want to win. And then that's where his true rage, you know, just rogue power starts to come out. And maybe one gets scared of this too, you know, because they both have their similar demeanors, but, you know, they both have rogue powers, you know. But it's going to be crazy to where the point where we're going to see one lose with this and maybe get his bay broken by X with Dran sword. But yeah, man, but I just wanted to come on and just say it. I know been going on, just want to try to make period with the explanation mark. I'm calling my shot with this. Like I said, watch the theory video, and yeah, man, but I'm up out of here, and yeah, this season's gonna be freaking crazy.